Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something super fascinating, a massive, honestly kind of unexpected transformation. We're looking at how a state that's largely famous for its history is quietly building a high-tech empire. Whether you're already familiar with the region's historical industries, or you're just curious about how regional economies adapt to the 21st century, we're going to break down exactly what is driving South Carolina forward today.
And what's really cool is that it isn't just an out with the old, in with the new situation. It's more about leveraging deep historic roots to power a multi-billion-dollar high-tech future. The land and the legacy are literally providing the exact foundation needed to support some incredible new innovations.
So, here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll cover the $50 billion backbone, fueling the modern future, the $30 billion draw, connecting the global gateway, and finally, South Carolina's industry match. Let's just jump right in.
Okay, so when you stack the top three industries side by side, the sheer scale is honestly staggering. We're talking $50 billion from agribusiness, $30 billion from tourism, and $20 billion from life sciences. This definitely isn't a one-trick economy. It's a highly diversified powerhouse. It relies on a really powerful mix of what the actual land produces, who visits it, and the cutting-edge science being developed right there within its borders.
Starting off with Section 1, the $50 billion backbone, agribusiness in South Carolina. Agribusiness is absolutely the bedrock of the state. It supports over 200,000 jobs. But actually, let's rethink that image of old-school farming you might have in your head. Yes, traditional poultry is still the #1 product, and yeah, managed timber forests still cover a whopping 2/3 of the state. But right alongside that, a massive ag-tech revolution is taking over. We're talking precision farming and drone crop management being applied directly to massive harvests of peaches, watermelons, and leafy greens. It's traditional land use just completely modernized.
All right, moving to Section 2, fueling the modern future, specifically life sciences and clean energy.
So that historical foundation we just talked about, it feeds directly into a massive high-tech accelerator, a $20 billion life sciences revolution. It's largely driven by this university knowledge belt, spanning the Medical University of South Carolina, Clemson, and USC. Because of that collaboration, we're seeing biotech startups and pharmaceutical hubs booming across Columbia and Florence. Meanwhile, the production of complex surgical tools and diagnostic medical devices is actively anchoring major manufacturing hubs in Charleston and Greenville.
Now, wrap your head around this number, $3.5 billion. That is a massive, totally landscape-shifting investment for just one single campus, the Redwood Materials facility in Berkeley County. It really highlights just how aggressive the capital investment in clean energy has become down there.
Basically, we're watching the real-time physical construction of the Southeast's new battery belt. On one front, that Redwood Materials campus is becoming a huge lithium-ion battery recycling and component manufacturing hub. And parallel to that, you have this rapid solar farm expansion transforming the rural Lowcountry and the PD regions. The state is actively turning itself into a central hub for energy storage and generation.
Next up is Section 3, the $30 billion draw, which is tourism and hospitality.
This sector has been hitting record highs recently, and this $30 billion hospitality magnet really relies on the state's incredible geographic diversity. Charleston alone accounts for nearly half of this revenue, about $14 billion, just because it's renowned globally for its history and world-class dining. Then you have Myrtle Beach, reigning as the golf capital of the world and acting as a massive family vacation hub. Further inland, there's a huge rising surge in the Greenville and Spartanburg areas, cashing in on the incredibly popular outdoor and adventure tourism trend.
So, with all these goods being produced, from those complex medical devices made in Greenville all the way to massive timber harvests across the state, we really have to ask, how does a state with so much diverse production actually get it all out to the rest of the world?
Which brings us right to Section 4, connecting the global gateway through logistics and ports.
To connect all those industries, you absolutely need a massive physical gateway. And 52 feet, well, that number is a total game changer. That is the actual depth of the harbor operated by the South Carolina Ports Authority. It makes it the deepest port on the entire East Coast. Basically, it throws the front door wide open to the absolute heaviest, largest global trade vessels navigating the oceans today.
But having a deep water port is really just step one. All that global value gets pushed inland through this massive network of I-95 distribution centers for retail giants like Walmart, Amazon, and Harbor Freight. And honestly, even more impressive is Inland Port Dillon. This critical rail hub effectively extends the reach of coastal shipping lanes directly into the agricultural and manufacturing heart of the PD region. It's this perfect, seamless synergy of sea, rail, and road.
Finally, we hit Section 5, South Carolina's industry match. Let's do a quick regional summary to tie it all together.
Because understanding exactly where all of this happens is just as important as knowing what is happening. You can see how perfectly the economic engines match their local geography. The Lowcountry dominates tourism and logistics directly because of its deep water port and that beautiful historic coastline. The PD region leverages its exceptionally fertile land and immediate proximity to I-95 for agribusiness and distribution. And the Midlands? They lean heavily into life sciences and insurance, anchored by the state capital and those major research universities that form that all-important knowledge belt we talked about.
So as South Carolina leverages its $50 billion traditional backbone right alongside this booming, high-tech future, it leaves us with one really big question. Which of its distinct regions is going to drive the next great economic revolution? Will the new battery belt totally redefine the Lowcountry? Will AgTech revolutionize the PD even further? The foundation is permanently set, but the future, well, it's wide open.